I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Father Time Network. Hope everyone is doing well. My name is Anthony, and on my platform, I talk about how important it is to be a father. I'm here to make being a father cool again. But before I continue, let's get into that intro. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the young men, specifically, coming up, ages 13 to maybe 30, 29. As fathers, right? Especially if you're a father that's really been in the streets. You came up in the streets. You came up in the projects, the urban areas. We got to make it our priority to teach these young men that killing people, going to jail is not the way. Because when these young men really get in front of them judges and really get that jail time, they going to realize it ain't a game. So before it gets to that point, we need to grab them by the arm, grab them by the collar, put some game in their ear and let them know, hey, little homie, this ain't the way to go. I want to run a little clip by you that came across my eyes. I was scrolling online. Let's get into it.
Judge, just 16 years old, he's being charged with first-degree murder as an adult. That's as a result of a law change that went into effect in December, which allows teens his age to be charged as an adult in certain crimes. There was a realization that during this proceeding that the gravity was hitting him, a grand jury indictment that could come in the near future, and a moment that hit when a judge told him that he would not be seeing freedom anytime soon.
Court may impose a hold without bond. Court finds sufficient allegations to support the charges. Considering the relevant charges, he is ordered held without bond.
This moment is tough to watch, but it was something that Zaquavius Dawkins' family says they needed to be here for. Simpson accused of killing Dawkins Sunday night along Chester Street. Simpson also accused with attempted first-degree murder involving another victim.
Now, as y'all can see, when this young man was told that he wasn't coming home no time soon, he broke down. He started crying. 16 years old, you ain't coming home no time soon. You see those sheriffs, they ain't have no sympathy for that young man. They gripped him up. Yo, stand up. They ain't whisper nothing in his ear to help him ease the pain. This young man is being charged with first-degree murder. Like, I don't know if he did it. I don't know the circumstances. Like I said, this came across my eyes. I was scrolling online. But first-degree murder, 2 people. You're sitting without no bond. That means your family can't bond you out. It ain't no help. But I guarantee you, this young man didn't realize all this before everything went down. They just passed this new law that they said where 16-year-olds can be charged as an adult. Most of these young men that's out here running the streets and so-called catching wreck and listening to these rap songs and trying to live out their music, they don't know about the laws. You ain't even know that you could be charged as an adult at 16. You thought that you probably was going to go to juvie, boot camp. Nah, bro. You about to go to the prison with the big boys. As fathers, right, I feel as though it's our priority to teach the young men that it ain't no game. Living out these rap songs and trying to go on the drill and catch wreck, it ain't worth your life. You looking at somebody that came up in the projects, came up in the urban areas, came up where people get killed on a daily basis. I've been there and I survived it. It ain't nothing to brag about. I don't go around bragging about that. I don't walk around sticking my chest out because of that. I look up to God and say, I'm thankful that I made it. I've seen so many of my homies lose their life to the streets and in return leave behind their kids. So to all the fathers, man, if you got a son and you really been out here in these streets and you really stood in front of them judges, man, talk to your sons on a daily basis, because you know, once they get about 13, 14, they want to start living out what they see on TV. At least for me, that was the age when I jumped off the porch, about 13, 14 years old. My father wasn't really around. I didn't have nobody, no male figures to look up to. I don't have no male role models. Luckily, by the grace of God, I made it out by my mind. I started seeing things with my eyes and say, hold up. My friend just got 35 to life. Hold up. 3 of my homies just got killed. Hold up. I'm doing the same things that these guys is doing. Eventually, it's gonna be me. So I smartened up. A lot of these young guys, man, they smarten up, but it's already too late. You already done pulled that trigger and took somebody's life. You already done bragged to the homies about how many hats you got. Hey, man, ain't no game when it come to playing with your life. I'm not rolling the dice when it come to playing with my life. I like my freedom. I was born to live, not be in no cage like no animal. Because let me tell you, I've been to jail. It ain't no game, man. When you behind them walls and you hear that gate lock, all of a sudden it get real. It ain't no guns in jail. So if you don't know how to hold these, you in for a rude awakening. Especially if you skinny, a young man, you don't got no weight on you. When you come across a grown man with grown men's strength, you liable to get your booty took. And see, a lot of these young men, they don't think about that. I know a couple men that done went to jail and got their booty took. It ain't a good thing, man. I'm telling you, it ain't a good thing. And these wasn't gay men. These wasn't dudes that went in jail and was gay. These was dudes that killed somebody, went in jail, thought that they was tough, ran across the wrong grown man and got their innocence took. And it ain't nothing that they could have did about it. I mean, at this point, you might got to go grab a shank and take somebody's life. But guess what? When you do that, you're going to get more time. Oh, yeah, if you catch a murder in jail, you're going to get more time. So before it leads to all that, as fathers, as men, if you got a little homie that you see doing wrong, man, pull him to the side and put some game in his ear, man. Because a lot of these young men, they going to jail left and right, killing people left and right. And when they get in front of them judges, as you can see, they buckle. I don't know if it was nobody involved in his situation. Hopefully it's not. But a lot of times, when you see a young man buckle like that after hearing he not coming home, guess what comes next? They start talking. They start sitting down with the DA saying, I want to make a deal. And they tell them all their friends. Why? Because they were not ready for the streets. They were trying to live out these rap songs and live out these movies. This is real life. This ain't no game out here. So before you pull a trigger, you need to think about that. When I was younger, I was getting into all types of trouble, right? It was a program called Don't Fall Down in the Hood. And like I said, luckily, I'm one of the people that made it out. But the judge seen something in me, and I don't know how. But he looked at me and he said, young man, you're not supposed to be in jail. And I had a gun charge, drug charges. He said, you ain't supposed to be in jail. There's something about you. And he was right. I wasn't supposed to be in jail. Hell no. But he put me in a program called Don't Fall Down in the Hood. And in this program, you're assigned what you call an advocate. And this person comes to your house a couple times out the week, takes you out, to the arcade, fine restaurants, bowling, to the movies. This advocate helped me see outside my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times these young men get caught up in what they see in the neighborhood. And again, listening to these rap songs and the people in the crowd that they hang around. The world is way bigger than your neighborhood, young man, if you listening. The world is way bigger than your neighborhood. When this advocate started taking me out, I started realizing like, yo, when I'm bored, I ain't got to be standing on this corner and hanging with these dudes. I'm going to call my little shorty up. We going to the movies, baby. You know what I mean? I know there's a good restaurant that serves good food, baby. I'm taking you out. That's when I found me a girlfriend. See, that's another thing. Like a lot of these young men, man, stop spending all your time hanging around other men. Get you a little girlfriend, man. Take your little lady out, man. Learn how to treat a lady. There's nothing wrong with that. That's going to help you separate yourself. It's been so many times, man, where I done went to the movies with my lady or went bowling with my little shorty, and I come back to the block, such and such just got robbed. Such and such just went to jail. Such and such just got shot. They not here no more. I dodged all that because I took the lessons that I learned from the mistakes that I made and I applied it to my life. I'm no longer hanging out on the corner with these guys all day long. You know what I'm saying? I got a little girl that's interested in me. I'm interested in her. I got me a license. I got me a little car. Baby, we going out. And a lot of times when I went out, it wasn't never in the neighborhood. I'm taking a little ride. I'm going across town and chill. Now, guess what? You're not putting yourself in a predicament where you're going to go to jail. So, to all the young men, to all the fathers, man, let's make it a priority to put some game into these young men's ear so they don't end up like this young man. And I pray for the victim's family. I pray for this young man too. I hope he make it out the situation. And when he do make it out the situation, don't make that mistake again. You don't got to prove how gangster you are to nobody. I'm out here advocating for being a father. You think people think that that's cool? You think people think I'm a gangster? Nah, and I don't care about that. I'm spreading a positive message. I'm doing something positive with my life. And to all the young men, that's what you should be doing, something positive with your life. If you got the heart to go out here and pull a trigger and kill somebody, you should think about being a sniper. You should think about going into the armed forces and being a Navy SEAL. If you're not that scared, now you can go do it legally for your country. Be a weapons instructor. Do something positive with that energy. Most of the young men that come from the urban areas, one thing they got over all the other young men in the world, this right here. A lot of them young men got heart and they ain't scared of nothing. But use that energy in a positive way. Do something positive with your life. Because let me tell you, I got a lot of friends in jail, man. And when you sitting in jail for 45, 85 years, life plus 25, you realize, damn, I shouldn't have did that. If I could go back, I wouldn't do that. You know how many of my friends tell me that all the time? And man, if I could have went back, man, if I knew this was going to be my outcome, I would have never did that shit. So to all the young men, don't wait until you hit with a life sentence, 50, 60 years in jail to realize, nah, I'm cool, I ain't doing that. Do something more positive with your life. If you're bored, go bowling, go to the arcade, go hang out at your girlfriend's house. Do something constructive with your life. I don't want to see none of the young men spending the rest of their life in jail, never seeing the light of day again. Their mothers dying while they're in jail. Could you imagine your mom dying while you in jail? Like I said, man, all the fathers, especially the ones that's been in the streets and they know, man, pull your son aside, talk to him, make sure you're going down the right path, help him understand the importance of not being a follower, of being a leader, and show them some positive things to do. Because a lot of these kids, they just don't even know. Before I got into the program, I didn't know about certain restaurants. I didn't know about certain arcades and certain bowling alleys that was outside of my neighborhood. Once I found them spots, I started going there all the time. Oh, damn, I like this spot. This joint chill. It's out the way. They don't know. So us as fathers, it's our job to teach these young men. This is the Father Time Network, and I'm here to make being a father cool again.